before 2 a.m. We did also reach out to MSP, who, according to MDOT, is investigating the crash. We're still waiting to hear back to confirm more details. MDOT did not say who the driver was and what caused the crash. Tanisha Cordell, Fox 2 News.
A controversial landfill, but Fox 2 given the opportunity to see the behind the scenes of what goes on.
There are
Finally at 5, vintage tech is making a clever comeback.
Remember this? The Walkman. This comes as schools are starting to ban cell phones in classrooms. Now the younger generations are going retro and using outdated tech to bypass the ban, at least when it comes to listening to music.
They pretty much get like AirPods or Apple Beats and pretend to disconnect them, but instead they have them connected, and then they play the music on their phone and put it away.
A girl in my class, she uses a Nokia. I've seen people with burner phones. Like, there's a lot of ways to get around everything that they're putting in place.
Some people wouldn't be caught dead with a Nokia now, and they're like, hey, you know what, we'll take one to school. We're told vintage stores are seeing a surge in sales of MP3 players, iPods, and even old school cassette players.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 6 starts now.
Well, day 2 of a preliminary hearing in the deadly explosion at the Oxford Center that ended up killing a 5-year-old boy.
Thomas Cooper was inside a hyperbaric chamber receiving treatment when the fire sparked and ultimately killed him. Fox 2's Tanisha Cordell joins us live with new expert testimony. And we heard that here today, Tanisha.
Yeah, you know, probably the most shocking since this preliminary hearing started yesterday. On stand today was an international hyperbaric safety expert, and one of the biggest things revealed that he testified today was what he says likely caused the fire inside that hyperbaric chamber that 5-year-old Thomas Cooper was in when he was ultimately killed back in January. Now, he says he watched security video back Reuben, he says a static spark was likely the cause that happened when he says Thomas's knee brushed the mattress that he was lying on. Berman, that expert, said that Thomas was not wearing a grounding strap, which we learned from yesterday's testimony that it's a basic safety device really designed to help crack down and prevent some static buildup and ultimately a fire. That expert really calling this a serious failure while describing what he saw while watching Thomas inside that chamber. Take a listen.
The child was moving. Towards the end, the child moved quite a lot. I'm trying to think of a better word, quite violently, but certainly with lots of energy. And you could see very clearly when he moved the sheet off the actual mattress. And we know that the mattress is a conductive item. It's built conductive for a particular purpose. And then we saw him turn over and his knee appeared to touch the mattress, and that's when the initial spark occurred.
Francois Berman, who you just heard from went on saying that, kids generate a lot more static typically, and that, again, those grounding straps should have been used. He called it too risky not to. Again, we heard the same thing similarly yesterday from a former employee who says her safety concerns regarding those grounding straps were ignored, citing strangulation risks from her employers. And, the defense really going on, pushing back against this, saying that those grounding straps are not 100% preventative and that anything else could have been a factor within this case. Guys, a lot of objection, probably the most action, as I mentioned, since this preliminary hearing started yesterday, but all of this won't get picked back up until we're hearing December, Root.
Yeah, we'll obviously be hearing more then, but you talk about this grounding strap. For those who aren't familiar, this is one of the most common pieces of protocol in any hyperbaric type situation. Even just a light read shows you that that is kind of like a basic thing that everybody has to have when they walk in.
That's exactly right, Reuben. There's another expert on cue. We were getting to him today, but a lot of objection regarding his qualifications. But that's one of the things I think they're going to start diving into once they pick this thing back up in terms of the manual guidelines that are set foot in terms of these centers to follow. And quite frankly, what the prosecution is saying that this Oxford Center straight up ignored.
Yeah, this will obviously continue this conversation. Well, Tanisha Cordell for us live with the latest tonight. Thank you. A Port Huron father accused of shooting his 3 kids, killing one, has been charged. 44-year-old Jeffrey Smear is facing numerous charges, including murder. Smear is accused of fatally shooting his 17-year-old son at their apartment. That's over on Glenview Court. Now, this shooting also hurting his 13-year-old son and 12-year-old daughter. Prosecutors say Smear contemplated the shooting at least a week before pulling the trigger.
The investigation revealed that the defendant also admitted to shooting each of the 3 children. He admitted to having contemplated committing these acts for at least a week prior, and he again admitted to intending to kill them when he shot the children.
Smear's bond was denied. He's, by the way, prohibited from having any contact with his kids. If convicted, he faces up to life in prison.
A deadly crash late last night on I-75. The car involved completely destroyed. This happened on 75 in Troy near 14 Mile. We're told the driver involved lost control, entered a ditch, and then struck a tree. The driver, a 21-year-old man, was ejected and later pronounced dead. Police say excessive speed was a factor.
Well, Detroit police tonight need your help catching an alleged group of burglars. This happening on the morning of September 8th at the community center at Ford Park. Police say that the suspects basically pulled up in a Chrysler Pacifica and a newer model pickup. The suspects shattering the front door before getting out of there. The same group accused of breaking into a clothing store on Gratiot, stealing several items. Call Crime Stoppers if you have any information at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. A news alert from the Wayne County Health Division, which is reporting the year's first death associated with West Nile virus. So far this year, Michigan has reported 17 human cases of West Nile, including 3 in Wayne County. Health experts, they recommend using insect repellent, also draining any standing water outside and limiting outdoor activity at dawn and dusk. Turning to the weather, fall is fast approaching, but you know what? Mother Nature's here to tell us we're not done with summer yet.
But right now we are dealing with some crunchy lawns. It feels like, you know, we need a little bit of rain these days. We had a lot of sunshine, Rich.
We do need some rain. Looks like our next best chance for any kind of wet weather is going to be Sunday evening into Monday. And yes, we do welcome fall next Monday. So we're at the final part of the summer. Look at this, though. A lot of us still near 80 degrees out there. Just a bit cooler in Port Huron, 73, 81 Windsor, 82 in Pontiac. There's Howell right now, 81 degrees. There it is. Live pictures from Mount Clemens. Boy, it looks nice out there. Remember, Tigers are home tonight, tomorrow night, and then again Thursday afternoon. In fact, the Tigers are home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week, and it's going to be great weather for sure. Patchy fog perhaps after midnight, and then here's a peek at the next couple of days. 82 tomorrow, 84 on Thursday. Rupen Taryn, another check of the 7-day in 10.
Rich, thanks so much. We are continuing to follow breaking news at this hour on the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
The man accused of shooting him last week just made his first court appearance. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson appeared virtually before a judge within the last hour. He's now facing a long list of offenses, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstructing justice, among several others. Prosecutors say Robinson purposely carried out the attack at Utah Valley University when he knew children would witness it.
The bullet struck Mr. Kirk in the neck. He slumped to the ground almost immediately. The bullet's trajectory passed closely to several other individuals beside Mr. Kirk, including the questioner who was standing directly in front of Mr. Kirk.
Investigators say Robinson's DNA linked him to the scene and that his parents recognized him on security images released to the public, and with the help of a family friend convinced him to turn himself into authorities. They also say Robinson left a note for his roommate, whom he was in a relationship with, and later told him to keep quiet if he was questioned by police. Prosecutors say they are pushing for the death penalty in this case. And Fox 2 given an exclusive tour of a controversial landfill, Wayne Disposal, in Van Buren Township.
Now, the landfill, you've heard about it on this show, has faced some pushback over its plans to expand. Our own Charlie Langton joins us in studio with more on this behind-the-scenes look. Charlie.
That's right. Wayne Disposal, landfill in Van Buren Township. Protesters often outside arguing against expansion or that the facility is not safe. Well, after Fox 2's visit, we got a very different view of that landfill. Take a look. This is Wayne Disposal, a division of Republic Services, a waste treatment and landfill in Van Buren Township.
These landfills are highly engineered, both from a design and a construction standpoint.
It's licensed, legally receives and safely disposes of hazardous and non-hazardous organic waste and low-activity radioactive material. They do not accept nuclear waste or low-level radioactive waste.
And so the radionuclide testing, we're very proud of the fact that there are no detections above natural background levels.
Fox 2 was given a unique tour. Interesting, no trucks actually go into the landfill.
You can see the transfer box where these trucks are depositing waste into, and then the excavator is loading that out and loading it into dump trucks to go into the landfill.
And to keep any residue from the trucks from getting into the environment, a lot of safety measures.
As you can see, we have sweepers, we have water trucks. I mean, we're focused on dust control. We're also focused on keeping this pavement clean.
And after the trucks dump their load, they're inspected to make sure everything is out of the truck. Paperwork is then given, and the trucks are even washed, then escorted out safely. The landfill wanted to expand, so there's been protest from the community. This is a recent protest, but it was important that the landfill give us a behind-the-scenes look to show everyone that it is, in fact, safe.
From a perspective, we understand that not knowing how the operation works at this facility could be something that the community's concerned about. So when we take a look at all of the engineering measures that are in place, all of the operational control measures that are in place, the oversight that we have from regulatory agencies, and also the environmental monitoring, all of those things coupled together show that we're operating safely and compliantly.
All right, well, what we did learn about this was that this was a very safe facility. They have a lot of controls in place, and yes, if they want to expand, it looks like they're going to expand. And I think this is maybe what they needed was maybe some PR, maybe going in there. And I say that with all truth, because there are a lot